What is up, guys? It's Gabe with Nerd Tech. I'm in my Synthflow account here. I'm going to do a quick video on just a new rundown of the new UI that they came out with. It looks a little bit different than the old Synthflow. I want you to understand kind of how to navigate, where to go to, what all the settings are, where to go to build your agent and different agent settings. So we're just going to start off on the left column right here. And we have assistants, knowledge base, actions, workflows, contacts, and integrations. Now, these are going to be your main tools for building your agent, okay? Down here at the bottom, we have agency. You're only going to see this if you're an agency like me. You're not going to see this if you're a sub account underneath me or underneath someone else. Then you're going to have settings. Getting started, you may or may not see this unless you're an agency. But if you are underneath me, I provide help with getting started, so you won't need that. And then you have your account information down here. So the first thing you're going to want to do before you even start building agents, when you sign up for a Synthflow account, make sure you go to settings and make sure you click on plan and billing. I see a lot of people forget to add their card on file when they start their accounts. And this is very important because you're going to run out of your free minutes and then your calls aren't going to trigger and then you're going to think that there's a problem with the system. Just jump in here really quick, make sure your card's on file and you have a plan so that you're charged for your minutes and your calls don't stop. Now jumping back over here, let's start with assistants. This is my Nerd Tech account. These are mostly just demo assistants here. Let's just jump into this outbound assistant here. This is not being used for anything. The first thing you're going to see on an outbound assistant is your dashboard. And it's just going to show you your call minutes and call history. You have live and you have test. Then moving down, you have configure. So these are going to be some settings, some general settings here on your voice. You have the name and image. Your AI model, we recommend 4.0. Here's where you connect your knowledge base, custom vocabulary, or words that you don't want it to say, and then you can delete it as well. Then you have your voice settings. You can change the voice style here. The patience level, low, medium, and high means how patient it's going to be in between sentences so that it doesn't talk over the client or the lead. So if you're finding that it is interrupting too much, you might want to change this to medium or high. Stability, style exaggeration, and similarity. I don't touch these too often, but you can definitely play around with them. I find that the defaults work perfectly fine. I do, however, like to add optimized latency to either one or two and find this kind of helps improve the quality. I also like the voice prompting to be as the she or he. It gives you two different options, and you can select the one that is appropriate for whether you have a girl or a guy's voice up here. And then just doing a simple little prompt here will help it. It's subtle, but it does make a difference. And I usually like to put like friendly or patience or, however you really want that tone of the agent to be. Now, under call settings, you can have pause before speaking. What this does is when the call starts, sometimes the agent will talk too early and the caller doesn't hear what was said. So if you find that happens, you just need to slow this down so that there's a little bit more of a delay on the call start. The max idle duration is if there's silence on the call, maybe somebody butt dials on accident, a callback or something like that, then this will automatically time out in the call if there's too much idle duration. Voicemail detection, you have ML or time-based, and I usually keep it on ML. It's more of an intelligent way of identifying the voicemail. Idle reminders just means that if the lead stops talking for some reason, in 8 seconds, it'll say this phrase to try to re-engage them again. You can play around with that. I usually find that 5 to 8 seconds is usually pretty good. Limit call duration. This actually will limit your call duration. If you turn this on, then the call will actually end after the set amount of time you put here. I find that I only use this if I'm doing demo calls or I have this set up on my website and I want to make sure and limit the call duration so that it doesn't go too long. But in real life scenarios, I don't really see why you'd want to limit the call duration because it's just going to end the call and cut off the speaker. You can use speaker boost here. I don't typically turn this on. It can enhance the voice slightly, but it also produces lag. And so I would recommend keeping that off and always enable recordings. It helps you understand what happened on the call so that you can make changes as needed. Okay, moving on down, we have the prompt. They moved the custom greeting here, which used to be in configure with the prompt, which makes sense. I'm glad they did that. So this is the first line that the AI is going to say when it picks up the call. And then down here is going to be your normal prompting instructions. And I have other videos that goes over this, so I'm not going to get into it, but you can look at the prompting guidelines, use a template, ask Copilot. This is intelligent, like ChatGPT chat that will help you build your prompt for you. Or you can check out my YouTube where I show you how to build a prompt as well. Underneath actions, these are custom actions that you can connect to the call. So you can send an SMS. I don't do this because I use Go High Level to connect and send SMS. Real-time booking. If we connected our real-time booking right here, it would be able to connect, and I use Go High Level's calendar to book on. You can add a call transfer if you have one set up. Information extractors are things like call summaries, gathering contact information on the call outcomes. Basically, an information extractor after the call is going to use their own internal AI to look at that call, the transcript, and say, okay, what happened? Or what information did you tell me you want out of this call? And then it's going to extract that information. The use of it is to actually send the information through a webhook so I can get that on Go High Level. You could send that to Make or Zapier or another platform of your choice. I just use Go High Level, and then I'm able to capture that information through that webhook and make a note of it on the context so that I know exactly what happened. Whenever I connect Synthflow and Go High Level and I use it together, we only use Synthflow to make changes to the voice and the prompt, and then we use Go High Level to trigger the calls and to get all the call information once we have it fully connected. And then under custom actions here, these are advanced actions that are basically webhooks and APIs that you can set up to get other types of information. And then if you set one up, you can connect it there as well. Under deployment, the only thing you really need to know here is when you get your Twilio set up, connect your phone number and then the webhook from the platform that you're using. So for me, it'd be Go High Level. I would set up an action called inbound webhook. It's going to give me a webhook URL. I place that here, click initialize, and then what happens is after a call happens, it's going to pass through the webhook information, the information extractors, any of those connected actions that I need to get information and pass it through to Go High Level. That's how it gets it there, is through that webhook URL. And I also have other videos about that as well, so I'm not going to go over that. Underneath calls is going to be a history of all your calls for this assistant. It's going to have live or test calls. If there was any call here, I could click on it, and over on this right-hand side, it would show me the transcript in the recording. And it would also even show me if there was any actions triggered or fired off during that call. All right, so that is all the settings under assistance. Now we're going to go to knowledge base, and I have some test knowledge bases in here. You would simply just click new if you wanted to add one. And then once you have one added, you click on that knowledge base and you can simply add a document. You can add a PDF, a blank document, or paste URL, and it's going to scrape that website. So that's pretty simple enough. And then once you attach it to the assistant, make sure that when you do add a knowledge base here, you go into your assistant and you go back to the actions and you actually, let's see, where is it at? Oh, underneath prompt or configure. Let's see here, they changed it under general and knowledge base. You actually want to connect that knowledge base here. So I see a lot of times people will come here, add the knowledge base, and then forget to actually connect it up to the correct agent. And then here's the actions where you can build those actions that we talked about. The send SMS, you can have it trigger an SMS to be sent during a call. Again, I don't use this because I use Go High Level's SMS feature. Real-time booking, you can connect to Go High Level. Calendar, they also have, let's see here, cal.com, and they are coming with Calendly soon. Call transfers are very easy to set up. You click create, you put in your phone number, and then once it validates your phone number, you'll have some settings over here on the side to do some different things that you want to do for that call transfer. You'll put a little prompt over there that actually tells it when you want it to initiate. And then along with the prompt, I also go into the assistant and tell it in that main prompt when I would want it to transfer the call as well to help it make it a little bit more accurate. Information extractors, here's a list of all the ones I have. Most of these are just demos, but you can get emails, outcomes, summaries. You could extract first name, last name. You could say, do you want to, if maybe you have a call that says, would you like me to send you more information by email? And they say yes, you could have a yes, no extractor. And then this is going to connect with Go High Level so that we can actually get those results and then create an automation based off that and send automated emails. Maybe we want to trigger another follow-up call, send a text message. Sky's the limit once we can get these information extractors connected to go high level. Underneath workflows, this is actually their own internal workflows. I don't have any to show here right now, but you can do some automations in here and set them up much like I do in my go high level. Under contacts, I'm not going to click on there because there's some sensitive information. I actually have real contacts in there with their phone numbers. But again, I don't use this too much because I use go high level for my contact management, but you can add contacts here and do bulk dialing directly in Synthflow. Underneath integrations, if you're a sub account, this might look slightly different, but it's all the same. You can connect your Twilio, your go high level, and your 11 Labs and some other things here that you want to use for your call. So again, that was a real quick overview of Synthflow, and they've made some UI changes. So I hope that helps you kind of navigate and kind of get started on things. If you need help with prompting or anything more in depth that we went over, make sure and check out my YouTube channel. Check out Synthflow's YouTube channel. There's a lot of resources out there that get you help and to get started. So have a great day.